stay conservative, run the ball here on third down. Here's Richardson. He takes it in for his first NFL touchdown. And Pittman takes it inside the 20, the 10, towards the end zone. Touchdown on 2nd and 28. The Colts capitalize. Richardson to Pittman, 39 yards.
Good evening, everybody. We are back. It is the crew. It's our fun Saturday night. Chad had already left comments on YouTube, getting us going. He commented about 11 minutes ago, and here he is in the comments already.
Chad is the man.
Here's our special guest, Damon.
I'm too much of an OG to be. I'm too much of an OG to be called special guest. I'm too much of an OG. I'm here though. I'm happy. I got my.
He had no wedding to go to tonight.
I got my Texas Ranger City Edition hat on. Super excited for them.
Phillies.
Go. Yeah.
Did y'all win? Did y'all win today?
We sure did.
Bet.
Yeah, they played the Orioles.
Lucky.
Well, I know I checked earlier, and they were winning by like 1. So.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, and just like the Colts last year and the Lakers last year, both collapsed, and we didn't make it.
Phillies are up right now in the bottom of the 7th, 2-0. So
yeah,
let's go Phillies. Let's go.
You guys
Phillies.
don't even want to know. So, I'm repping the Schittsburg Pirates, baby.
Hey,
let's go.
Hey, you'll be all right, man. The first baseball team I ever played on when I was 7 was the Pirates. So
yeah.
Same uniforms and everything.
I've only seen them play twice in the playoffs in my whole life.
We won the championship.
That's what's up.
Won the championship that year. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a junior and a senior in high school the last time the Pirates were in the playoffs.
So, as everybody can see, my name.
Hold on. We're not going to jump into JT yet.
Oh, man, I wanted to do it.
No. Not yet. No. Hold on, let me run through this real quick, and then we'll jump into JT. Let's see how fast I can get this. Anybody got a timer? We're going to do this real quick.
Yeah, I got a timer.
All right, let's time. Let's see how fast I can go through this. Let's see. Tell me when.
Go.
All right, everybody, we're coming off of a terrible week where we lost in overtime, started losing 23-0, came back, tied at 23-23. Matthew Stafford threw 27 for 40, 319 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kyron Williams had a big game. We said he wouldn't. He had 25 carries, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4.12 yard average. Puka Nacua destroyed us, 9 receptions, 163 yards, 1 touchdown. Last week, AR threw 11 for 25, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I believe that's his first multiple touchdown throwing game. He rushed for another one later where he ran 10 carries for 56 yards, 1 touchdown. Zach Moss ran 18 carries for 70 yards. And Ogletree was our leading receiver who got 3 receptions, 48 yards, and 1 touchdown. So I know everybody's miserable about that. We'll get back into that, but go ahead, everybody. Elephant in the room.
Like Cam Newton said, I'm back. I wanted to do it so bad. But no,
sorry, I was trying to. How long did that take me? I was trying to see if I could do it like Matt Taylor does it, man. That dude
I forgot to stop the clock, but that was about 1 minute and 1 second.
That dude is a boss. He goes through everything in like a minute, like so quick on everything. Yeah. I swear he just has it written on a notebook.
Yeah, I'll be wondering how he gets everything down or if he has it memorized and whatnot, because I'm always listening on Spotify, so I have no visual of
I don't watch him on YouTube.
And so he goes through it. He's like telling the play-by-play, and I was like, God damn. If you remember all that shit, dude, you're good. But if everybody who hasn't heard, if you haven't heard, Jonathan Taylor and the Colts have reached an extension, 3-year deal worth $26.5 million guaranteed. So we locked him up through the year 2026. Anybody else have any comment on that?
It's needed. Now we can. I think it's crazy. It finally is happened, and this is all behind us. Like I feel like 3 months ago when we were having this conversation, or 2 months ago when we were having this podcast, and we found out the news like a minute before we started that this happened. Like I don't think any of us here expected this to happen this quick and turn in our favor. So I'm excited, and like from a team building standpoint, because y'all know that's what I like to talk about. We just get a real opportunity now to build something huge on offense.
I want to say one thing to all the fans, including us who had our disagreements and everything, and even though all of us wanted JT to stay, I'm just gonna say one thing.
Go!
Facts.
Like, I mean, if anyone's in here saying JT's not going to fit in this offense, it's nonsense. I mean,
no more complaining.
All of us said it in the offseason, in the preseason. We had no idea what this offense was going to look like. We had no idea how JT was going to fit, how MPJ was going to fit, how any of these guys were going to fit. And in my opinion, seeing how Zach Moss runs, and then now bringing JT back and seeing how our run game didn't miss a beat. I mean, yeah, you could
it's 10 yards a carry.
It's 10 yards a carry.
Average.
Zach Moss looks better because of this.
Average.
Yes.
Better because of this. He gets to play his true role now on this offense. So this is huge, bro. This is huge.
And as good as Zach Moss has been in this offense and getting the short yardage,
he's not
carry,
JT.
The way he runs, it has people thinking that he's big. That's the craziest part about this offense and how everything has been working out. So,
I said it the other day, man. Like I if I'm Shane, I'm literally coming out in this 2 running back set, and I'm gonna make you take a guess. Who's he giving it to?
I'm running
come out almost like a I was just about to say I'm gonna come out in like a pistol wing T side type of formation,
bro. And I'm moving.
Look so nasty.
I'm putting people in motion.
Chunky. I'm putting Josh Downs in that little flip back motion that we have him do. Oh man, that'll look crazy.
I love that formation. Why? I wish we ran it every play because every time we run
it works.
That formation, it works. It doesn't matter. I'm like, quit doing anything else. Just run that
until somebody stops it. Like I said it the other day in the group chat, man.
Confusing.
I would stay in these pistol formations, not the same one, but I would stay in these pistol formations every single play because anytime we get in that pistol, bro, it's a 20+ yard gain, whether it's a throw or it's a run or it's a QB design run. Like,
especially in the red zone.
We ran screens out of that. We ran the quick slants out of that. We ran the AR keeper out of that with the motion being the blocker. We ran everything.
All big plays.
Obviously.
It makes, and I think
MPJ was wide open in a flat for a touchdown with that. Even if we didn't run that on a goal line, he was wide open in that flat.
In a defensive standpoint, I mean, how do you because you have to respect AR as a passer now. You have to.
And that's why I love the fact that we get JT back and the people that say, oh, why do you pay him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you got 2 people that can hit a home run in your backfield. What do you mean? What do you mean why?
3 2 guys that can hit a home run, and then another guy who can still get you quality 4 to 5 yards when he touches the ball.
Exactly. You want a 30-yard run or you want 60? You let me know.
You let me know because you're going to get one of them.
I'll take
you're going to get either 50. You're going to get a 50, a 30, or a 60 on whatever play we feel like running.
Exactly.
And you got both guys with 4.3 speed.
And good luck stopping play action after this. Good luck. Because it's not going to be short crossers on these play actions. AR is going to be throwing it downfield because Shane stepped away from having him throw these short throws, these intermediate little, rhythm throws because his throws are good downfield.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, you better hope your safeties are disciplined because you step up for that run, it's a wrap for you.
It's a wrap.
Here we go. AR's got a bomb.
Because guess
right
what?
Over you.
Guess what? You mess around, them safeties aren't disciplined, especially this weekend. MPJ's extended by Wednesday because he's going to have a 200-yard game.
And you know what? I think I was reading something that AR's his throwing percentage on the run is statistically higher than him sitting in the pocket. Don't make that man get out of the pocket. We're gonna make you pay. So
he was on a dime. I went and watched that tape last week, bro. Every throw out of the pocket was perfect.
I want to get ahead of us right now.
In my opinion,
he
needs to move more.
Yeah, facts.
I agree. I agree.
They need to boot him out like nakeds, waggles, whatever it might be, because he's lethal on the run.
You see his confidence raised too.
Yeah,
you're also screwed if you play man.
Right. On top of that, just let him make his magic because AR with his hand in the ball is magic. Magic, I'm telling you. It's wild.
I've been telling you for years now, You need to come over. You should have been switched. I've been telling you. So
He's a Raiders
whenever
fan.
you want to. Nah, this is my cousin. He's a Vikings fan.
Oh, I feel bad.
Whenever you ready.
Hey,
Whenever
when we
you
get
ready.
Justin Jefferson next year, come be a fan, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I want to
come be
get
a
ahead
fan,
of myself. I want to get ahead of
JJ.
myself here because I just want to be like, guys, we get us a true crazy receiver. You let Michael
Harrison
Pitt,
Jr. be looking nice in that cold blue. It's gonna happen, folks.
you let Michael Pittman do like you let him truly be a Z, I guess you could say, in receiver turns, and we go get us a true X. Oh my God. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. And I'll tell you what,
No,
like
we're gonna trade for Scary Terry.
God,
and then
what?
we're gonna go.
It's so hard not to get ahead,
man.
Oh, man.
But like, let's see our receivers this week. That's what I would say. Let's see our receivers this week.
I would love Scary Terry, but come on, let's be real. Washington is not getting rid of that guy.
They have to have Sam Howell have somebody.
They better start throwing it to him.
They better start winning.
He got plenty of receivers over there. He got Curtis Samuel who caught a touchdown. Yeah. He got De'Ami Brown who caught a touchdown. The only person that wasn't getting catches was Scary Terry. That's why
Scary Terry's not used.
Yeah. He's like got his lowest catch rate, I want to say, through his first few weeks since he's been a rookie. Yeah, since he's been a rookie. That was like his list.
Are you kidding me? That dude
he needs to be
the
like
ball in his hand every other pass play.
He needs to be like Jamar Chase. I'm always open. They don't throw to me in the locker room and just raise hell in the locker room to the point where he becomes a problem and they need a fire sale.
I personally don't think he's that type of guy, and he did just get paid. So I think it's one of those things where it's like they're probably gonna Eric Bieniemy will probably fix that in the scheme throughout the week. So
hey. Katie Leanne Hoffman, whatever your name is, the future on Shaq. Kate. Stop. Okay. Stop. Shaq ain't going nowhere. He's got this year to get.
No. She's not one of those. She's just asking a question on our thoughts on Shaq's future.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. This year is he works out the kinks this year. Then hopefully Shaq is back to being.
Hey, my thoughts on it. Next time you see
All-American Shaq.
Next time you see him come on the field, he's gonna have a walker. He'll go run out on the field. He'll go run out on the field. He'll play his series. He'll come back. He'll sit in his wheelchair, and then he'll run back out on the field. He'll play a couple snaps. He'll come back out. He'll sit there with the breathing machine. Take his arthritis medicine. He'll be all right.
I think we've been blessed with other linebackers in our group right now that have been playing above exceptional, that have kind of strayed the maybe negative thoughts we have towards him away, and is giving him more time. I'm gonna tell you all this: we haven't said his name a lot, not even in the chat. But my boy,
who's been negative in the group about Shaq?
It's
Andrew
everywhere.
Quintana dude or whatever it is that I see in that
group. No, it's not just him. It's Quesadilla.
Easy.
But there's been a lot more. There's been a lot more who's been more negative. But just like Damon just said, if you think about the linebackers that we've had, the ones that have already been left, Anthony Walker, Bobbio, they were both captains for the Browns and the Giants. And we have obviously Speed and Z coming up now. Z's been a captain since the second season.
I'm gonna say this.
And then we got Shaq, Speed. And then Olubi, the guy that when we made our roster cuts, I said I want to keep him. He looked like he'll be a baller too.
I haven't seen him in coverage yet, but when he's downhill,
I was just about to say
I haven't seen him in coverage much, but when he's downhill, he's a bully.
as far as graded snaps, he was ranked number 1 in pass coverage for linebackers.
There we go.
Past week. So
there we go.
I mean,
if Speed doesn't take that penalty last week's game would have been a totally different situation.
That was going to be actually part of my breakdown.
That kick, we would have won last week.
So what I'm saying
even
is,
without
like, if
Speed's being Speed.
Well, when I watched the tape, man, you could see how the momentum completely shifted after that flag happened, and it's just kind of like it kind of took a lot of energy out of our sideline when he got that penalty, which to me it was a weak penalty for one. But Speed was solid outside of that.
I thought the penalty on Kenny was weak.
That was definitely.
I kind of
I watched that 100 times.
Speed. I thought the one on Speed was like more like, why are you doing that? Like, why even
Every Colts
just throw your hands up and just try and get out of the way. Like, why even do it? But the one on Kenny,
that was
one of them ones where I'm like, what is he supposed to do?
Are you talking about where he led with the shoulder?
Yeah, he lowered his shoulder.
So there were
and Puka's in the air. So when they make contact, he hits his shoulder, but it looks like he hits his head. And I'm like, what is he supposed to do? Like, he in the middle of the play, like he can't just change this ain't matter. He can't glitch his body to go into his center area. Like,
yeah, so this is the way I saw when I watched tape. There were 2 penalties. I believe both of them were on Kenny Moore. That should not have been called the way they should have been, right? There was that one specifically should never have been called at all because, for one, he lowered his shoulder. He didn't lead with his head. He hit with his shoulder. 2, Puka Nacua actually got down and braced for the hit. Once he braced for the hit, that is not a defenseless receiver. You braced for the hit. You knew the hit was coming. You proved you were not defenseless. He put his shoulder down too and went to hit Kenny also.
It's almost like these hits are being calculated like this now. And not to bring it to basketball terms, but when someone pump fakes and purposely draws a foul, it's almost the exact same thing now because players know what they can get in and away with these hits. But a bad no call, going back and watching JT's reaction to AR's game was that MPJ deep ball in the back. Hell of a throw by Anthony Richardson, that back shoulder ball at the end of the game. Dude, that safety had Michael Pittman's face mask.
Where's the hands of the face? Yeah.
He legitimately had it like this, and he had to turn back around and look for the ball. He still damn near caught it. But that's game changing right there. But I mean, we're Colts fans. I think we're kind of used to this. You know what I mean?
But there was another one too. Like if you remember, there was a pass interference call on us. DPI called on us late in the game.
They got Kenny Moore for a PI that wasn't real.
It was real.
Hold on. It should have been holding. If you watch the tape multiple times, it should not have been DPI. It should have been holding, which changes everything because the ball being down there, it would have been a 5-yard. It was literally holding. The ball was not out of his hands yet.
They called it DPI because the ball was in the air. So Matthew Stafford, he threw it with anticipation. It was in the air as he comes out of the corner. As the receiver's trying to turn out of the break, Matthew Stafford already had the ball in the air. So when Kenny Moore hooked him, because he thought he was going to get beat, he hooked him. He thought it was going to be a hole for 5 yards, get the DPI instead because Matthew Stafford got the ball out quick.
When I looked at it, when I watched the tape, the ball was definitely not out of his hands yet.
No, I watched it back because if you watch it from the main broadcast, it's different on film because they actually show the camera looking back at Matthew Stafford. And you can see the hole where Kenny grabs him. You can see where the ball is already in the air because at first, when I initially seen it, I'm thinking, that's uncatchable. Like, I was yelling. Like, I didn't even see the flag or the hold or anything. But when you look back at it, he's grabbing him while the ball is in the air. And it was a tough one there. But I did not like the hit on Nacua. That one was not favorable. But that pretty much sums how we went down 17-0. It's literally by was it the hit on Stafford keeps the drive going, they score. The hit on Nacua keeps the drive going, they score. The Anthony Richardson fumble, they kick a field goal, we're immediately down 17-0, and the offense was slowly getting going, and we couldn't get anything. We end up down 17-0 real quick. And then obviously end up down 20-0. The defense kept us in that game. Well, the offense had to keep it going. So we got lucky that, I mean, outside of that those first 2 drives, because those first 2 drives just can't happen. I'm still kind of pissed about those. Giving up 100 yards to Kyron Williams in this offensive line, that was, I mean, come on now.
Hey, that's what happens. That's what happens when you put Grover Stewart and DeForest Buckner both on a pitch count that's less than 50% of snaps. Like that. Yeah. That just proved that our depth at defensive line was not as good as we expected to be. On the interior, DeForest was dealing with a groin, I believe, or his elbow or something.
Yeah, I think it was. So what was it? It was mostly Tommy Adebawore, and Taven Bryan.
Yeah, and Taven Bryan did not look good.
That played
really? I thought he looked better than Adetomi.
So he's good in pass pro, but he struggles in run.
And run stopping. Yeah.
It was one of those situations where it was just like last year where Rick Venturi pointed out all the time, like our backup defense. I mean, it was getting cooked in the preseason last year. And so, I mean, you getting cooked by preseason backups and third strings. That's really something that we got to try and address to get more depth there. I mean, I don't know exactly how far we'll take it. I mean, maybe another draft pick, but it's like it still seems like even the guys that we're drafting are just not.
Yeah,
It's the fit, the scheme, not playing hard enough, not being able to, cut off lanes or whatever. But we got to fix that. Those backup run defensive ends, because I feel like we're the only defensive line that once our starters go out and a D tackle, it's just like, what the hell?
I think our offense didn't look as bad as people think it did. We didn't score any points, but I felt like our offense was moving the ball pretty well. I mean, we had those turnovers, killer turnovers. We just could never put anything all together. But
early on, there were miscues.
There were a little bit of miscues.
There were miscues. There were some blocking assignments, and then there were just some small issues. And then the one drive we were moving the ball, we probably would have scored on that drive. And then, oh my bad, Anthony Richardson fumbled it, which was him. I one of those things where everybody's like, "Oh, Anthony Richardson's got to go down." It was one of those situations where he was.
I've had enough.
He was hopping over somebody, and somebody else came up behind him and popped that ball out.
He will go down when he feels it's necessary for his body. But when you're an athlete, a great one at that, and you're a quarterback, you have more pressure on you, and you got to go out and make a play, which he's going to do.
Yeah, I think the tough part for him on that one, he was in the air.
Yeah,
so
that's all I was saying. He was in the air.
When you in the air, like that's when you just kind of at the mercy of other people and the ground, because it's like you try and tuck the ball away, you about to fall on your face when you're in the air. And so it's like one of those situations where you got to know, like, I'm a playmaker, but look, I got the first down. Give up the play. Just go down. Just you don't need to run into everybody. You're cool. You're good. Just get down, protect the ball. But yeah, that summed up how we end up getting down 17-0, and then from there the defense kind of locked in, only gave up 3 points the rest of the way until overtime. So
yeah, and AR took over.
Went absolutely nuts.
That's the important part. AR took over the game. That was something, man. That was just something to watch. I just remember just getting like back flashes of being down against Green Bay and Detroit early on in Andrew Luck's career, and Andrew Luck coming back in his rookie season. Just I remember that was one of the first games I saw live of Andrew Luck. There's the Detroit game when he scored that one touchdown at the end with like 9 seconds left. Yeah, with like 9 seconds left, and he was gonna run it, and then he's just like
dumped it off the slide. Yep. It damn near scored again. He would have probably scored if he ran it, honestly.
Yeah, Chad said here he did slide a couple times. Was glad to see. Don't want him running like Luck and taking big hits. Hey, Chad, when I seen this, I texted these guys in the group chat and I said, I didn't even know AR knew how to slide. Like watching him at Florida, most of the time he was jumping over people and stuff. So it was great to see him slide. But I saw you guys were coming in the chat, and I was kind of just watching the game and whatnot, because I was not trying to get myself even lower than I already was, being down 20-0. Because I'm like, if we get blown out, I'm gonna lose my ish. And so just watching it, once we scored the first down and went for 2 and got it, instantly I got chills from that moment on. I was like, we're about to come back. We got this game. I'm thinking we're gonna win. Until we got to the OT and didn't get the ball back that first time, but I was juiced up. I was so hyped for the game.
I do want to say
the first touchdown.
I do want to say that last series that we had, when we got the ball at like 152. I don't know what these play calls were. I understood that like we wanted to push the ball down the field, but at the same time, like we had 2 timeouts, and we didn't have far to go. So it was just a little confusing that we didn't, hand the ball off a couple times in that last series, and actually like do what we were doing well when we were coming back. We kind of got out of our element and went, 3 and out, 4 and out, whatever.
Because we didn't have JT back, but now we do. So won't be a problem.
I hope not.
I'm just trying to segue into JT. I want to talk about JT. That's all.
We did talk about JT, and then we went to the Rams game.
Fair enough.
You're over there napping. You missed the whole JT talk.
Bro, I mean,
hey, go ahead if you want to segue into it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
over the Rams. We already talked about all the Rams. There ain't
I care less Rams. Like that's where I'm at with it. But like JT, I think really opens up this offense. I think Like just seeing the creativity that Shane has and the diversity in the run game on top of the funky formations and all that fun jazz that Shane has put together. And then you add arguably a top 5 back. Well, he is top 5 because he's getting paid top 5. You had a top 5 back in the league, NJT back to the mix. I only expect this offense to go up and be better from here. Like at the lowest point, we should do what we did versus Houston or whatever it was. We really haven't had one bad offensive game. You guess you could say the Rams game might be the worst game we've had offensively.
I think to your point to that, I wouldn't necessarily say a bad game, but I don't think we've played a full 4 quarters of football.
I agree. Yeah.
That's why I'm not sold on anything on this roster yet. I'm not. No position group, truthfully, just yet. We just haven't seen enough football. Corner, I'm
sold on defensive line. I'm sold on defensive line. I think our defensive line, as long as if we can fix our backups at defensive line, but our starters, I like our starters.
Right. I just look at it like. Go ahead, DeMarco.
No, you can keep going. I was just putting this.
I just look at it like, yo, you finally have that dude that I saw a quote from Shane today saying the reason why he came to Indianapolis was the opportunity to work with a running back like Jonathan Taylor. You don't make that comment and say something like that unless you're going to feature a guy like that, unless you're throwing it back to the early 2000s.
I've been telling y'all.
And truly use him and go old school, essentially in the new school way where we zag and run the ball where everyone else is throwing the ball and passing it all over the yard, which is fine if that's what we're doing. But, like, you don't make those comments. You don't say something like that unless that's exactly what Indianapolis and Shane plan to do, which is, hey, we pay JT. As much as I don't want to see JT get 30 carries a game, I fully expect if it's needed for JT to get 30 carries a game if it means we win.
So here's the thing. Here's the difference between Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. Against Baltimore, Zach Moss gets 30 carries, hits over 100 yards. Jonathan Taylor gets 30 carries, he hits over 200 yards.
Absolutely.
That's the difference between the two. So you give Jonathan Taylor the ball 15 times, he's already hit 100 yards. And guess what AR's already got?
50,
another
60, 70.
60, 70
Zach
yards.
Moss.
Guess what he's got throwing off the play action. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't even care if AR throws.
He's got five rushing TDs, right?
Who?
He's got AR. He's got 5, right?
4.
4. Okay, 4.
Because he has 7 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 4 rushing.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying this. And on a goal line, how are you going to stop this team?
You can't.
You don't know what tight end we feature from week to week. 1 week it's
we ain't
Granson.
even done the tush push yet.
Hey,
1 week it's one week it's Granson, 1 week it's Ogletree, 1 week it's Mo Alley Cox. Like, and then Jelani's going to come back. That tight end room is going to be impossible to even cover.
I seen you guys are red zone stat, right?
Yeah, it's
77%.
77%.
That's insane, bro.
Y'all remember what it was last year?
That's
20.
I think that's the best we've had ever.
No,
we're
11%.
No. I want to say with Frank in his early years, I think we did have
Manning
doesn't
count.
Up until after up until the middle of Wentz's year with us, we had high red zone percentage until that.
We're 11. All I'm tracking is we're 11 for 13, I believe, in the red zone.
Yeah.
11 for 13.
Yeah, insane.
Oof.
And it's just about to get better. It's just about to get better.
I like it whenever we hit that red zone front with tempo. Truthfully, that's what I think the difference is. Our tempo is just tempo in general.
You know what I secretly like? You know what I secretly like? I absolutely love this. I know it's dumb as fuck. How Shane can never just line up for a straight up punt.
Oh man. Dude
is a savant. He's a savant. I mean, when it comes to football creativity, dude is just there on all aspects of what he's trying to do. Like,
was it last week he had Minshew out there?
Yeah.
He ran the punt team off, and he forced the Ravens to use a timeout.
Right?
He forced the Ravens to use a timeout.
He had Minshew a personal punt protector. And then they come out and went 5 wide. Did they not?
Yeah, they did. That was last week.
What I thought. Yeah.
Yep, that was the first punt. That was our first punt lineup.
Too bad for us. Too bad for us that McVay is pretty smart himself. But hey, try it all you want, dude. I'm for it. But yeah, my point to Jonathan Taylor is I kept telling you guys is like I remember one of the first questions that Coach Steichen was asked about Jonathan Taylor, and they asked, while Jonathan Taylor's out, are you guys planning to go running by committee? And he said yes. He said, we're going to go running by committee, and whoever's the hot hand, that's what we're going to stick with. So from that moment going forward, I already knew that Steichen was just waiting to see if he would get Jonathan Taylor back. And I think the best thing about Coach Steichen is like he approaches things the opposite of way of Frank Wright would have done it. Yeah. He would have been like, well, I don't have him. Like, I'm waiting on him. Coach Steichen is like, yeah, if I get him, then he's here. But until he's here, he's not. I got these guys. So this is what we're going to do. This is how I'm running it. And so that's what I love to see from him. But that's where I also knew that it was going to be Jonathan Taylor's show when he got back.
This is what I want to say to Titans fans. And this is what I hope Jonathan Taylor does to them tomorrow.
I just want to see JT throw a like just so I don't have to see Air Henry things.
Sorry, headphone users. Sorry.
And groups.
They stole that from the Air Richardson one.
Yeah. I just want to see JT throw a touchdown pass to AR.
Against Tennessee.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, against Tennessee.
And garbage, sloppy.
And that way I don't have to hear them be like, young Peyton Manning, Derrick Henry. Man, get that trash out of here. No one wants to hear that.
Facts.
So as long as I see, like JT do something cool like that, I'll be happy.
They need to use that play that they did with Auburn versus Ole Miss that Cam Newton did where he lost the defensive back. Use that play.
Andrew Luck did it too in college, one-handed.
Yeah, they need to do that play. They need to do that play.
I do want to say this real quick. That Derrick Henry play that they run where he's in the Wildcat and he actually goes to throw it. I personally think now, if we're going to talk about plays that should be illegal, considering the fact that like they want to make the Eagles QB sneak illegal because of the way they push him, that play should technically be illegal because if you look at the way their offensive line moves, he should not be able to throw that ball once that offensive line moves.
Andy Reid's run it a lot too.
I'm just mad. I'm just mad that weak ass play scores a touchdown every time.
It shouldn't work. It shouldn't work in my opinion. Like ever, it shouldn't.
I don't see how people safety or linebacker gives up a touchdown.
It's retarded that it works. It's like you're in man coverage in that position anyway. Yeah.
It's a defense. You should know that. It's the exact same thing as last year whenever we played against the Eagles and you see them go 4 verticals with no running back in the backfield. Jalen Hurts is going to run. He did it multiple times.
He looked like Moses. He looked like Moses.
I saw it today. From OU Texas. 4 vertical. I'm like, that quarterback's going to run the ball every time. So we shouldn't even be worried about this type of stuff. This should all be stuff that you're prepared for. And
the only way that works is if you're in man coverage.
Yeah.
Even if you're spread out and you go 4 verticals or whatever, if you're not in man coverage, that QB run's not going to work.
It worked against us in zone because they sure ran against us.
But if you remember,
in that zone.
DeForest Buckner said he took blame on that because he called a stunt on the defensive line, which ended up leaving that middle wide open.
Yeah.
I remember DeForest Buckner saying that.
Hurts put a move on Zaire Franklin too. Like, Hurts beat Franklin in the hole. Did something nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of space there. It was like a 20-yard. It was like a 20-yard Oklahoma's drill. That
shit turned into the Red Sea, and Moses just walked through it.
Zaire's not letting that happen again. Zaire ain't letting that happen again. Zaire's going to be in the hole with contact.
Real quick, want to get to Ashley's question here.
No.
I think Jalen Jones is going to take Dallas Flowers' spot. So
no.
Me personally, I hope somebody does. I don't. What I personally don't want to see is I don't want to see this thing where we got Darrell Baker Jr. and Jalen Jones rotating at corner. That's what I don't want to see because I feel like we're going to have a bunch of miscommunications on that side where you got players swapping out, going back and swooping, flopping out positions and different formations or whatever. And I feel like that will leave us exposed on that back end. So I hope when we come into this game versus Tennessee, Jalen Jones or Darrell Baker Jr., one of those guys is the starter, and that's their position for that game.
So if she means for the time being while Dallas Flowers is hurt, then sure, yeah, I'm hoping it's one or the other. I agree. I don't like rotational corners unless a guy is tired. That's my thing because communication gets tough. It's easier when your linebackers to rotate through. Communication is a little bit different. Same thing with defensive line, but DBs, nah, man, that communication's got to be tight.
Yep.
I mean, and this would also be different if they were veterans. These are two rookies. Rookies. I'm not doing it. Play one or play the other.
But for the long haul, no, I don't think any of these guys are going to take Dallas Flowers' position because Dallas Flowers
he was playing well.
really well before he got hurt. Yeah.
He
had intensity.
Yeah,
he had a lot of intensity. I mean, my opinion here is I do think Jalen takes this. Man, we took 3 corners in the draft. I mean, show us what you took before. This is the same thing with defensive line depth.
Baker already played and lost his spot. So
he was our undrafted guy last year. Juju already has one spot. Jalen Jones our other, and then Darius Rush got cut already. So
Baker played earlier and he got benched.
Cooked.
So
he was getting cooked.
You should already know that Jalen Jones should be at least getting the majority of the snaps. Give another guy a chance.
That would be my hope there.
I'm also hoping that Gus doesn't sit back in this cover 3, cover 2 soft bullshit tomorrow, because that's how Tennessee Titans are going to beat us.
Yeah, we got to put pressure on Tannehill. We got to force him to be the same Tannehill that he's been on the road.
But they scored 27 points last week. They only let up 3. The only reason they let up 3 was because, or didn't let up more than 3, was because just Joe Burrow can't move. So all they did was blitz, man. That's all they did was blitz Cincinnati. So when everybody's like, "Oh, since Tennessee," I don't know why. Rick Venturi was saying this, but he was like, "They looked like a championship team last week." No, the fuck they didn't. The last points they scored was in the third quarter. The Tennessee Titans did not look like a championship team last week. Nah, it's Rick Venturi. Rick Venturi hypes up every team if you listen to him.
Yeah, I would love to hear one of his breakdowns on the Colts to see if he speaks the same, because everybody we plays against, he gives them the ultimate respect, and he finds players that are just going to absolutely kill you. So it's one of those things where I also think that the Tennessee Titans were just able to get after an immobile quarterback who's 1-3 himself because he's immobile. And he couldn't really move, and they needed an all-time game from their defense to be able to save that game, and he was able to make a couple plays.
He couldn't even really step into his throws. A lot of his passes were batted down last week, like the line of scrimmage. Like if you can't move properly, your footwork's all fucked up because of your calf. How are you gonna throw the ball properly?
They also hit him with one of those cover 2 blitzes that they had. Yeah, they nearly ripped his arm off the linebacker, and I'm like, well, his pocket awareness was terrible there on trying to take a deep shot to where he gets blasted. I'm like, well, that's not what you're going to get facing Anthony Richardson, who to me has probably the best pocket awareness that I've seen in a very, very long time. I mean,
that's facts.
This dude sitting in the pocket, he feels pressure. It's crazy the way he.
I watched the all 22 of last week's game, and even last week's game, he was making the right steps, making the right movements in the pocket every single time.
Yeah, so there's that. I think their safeties are elite. I will say that. I will give them that. Their safeties, Amani Hooker and Kevin Byard, who I personally think is the best safety in the league.
I think Kevin Byard leads the league in interceptions since like 2018 or something. He's got 15. He's got 15 or 16 interceptions.
That is one player on that team who I have the utmost respect for. I think their safeties are elite. Obviously, Jeffrey Simmons. But outside of that, I don't see a lot of whoa, you got to go up. I just think this is a team that they'll play the hardest. Like if you had a 1 through 32 ranking on who plays the hardest,
I'm with you.
Tennessee Titans, and they got a great coach, and that's what I see there. I don't see a ton of talent. I don't see where everybody else gets it and whatnot, but I think they go crazy hard. So that's where I would put them.
Some of the things they like to do defensively too, which I think we can take advantage of, right? Second down, when you watch the tape on them, in the second down, they like to play man coverage, especially if you're second and long. And AR has the second highest QBR against man coverage.
Yep.
So chill.
Yeah, he's got the second highest quarterback rating. Or no, the QBR. Yeah, QBR. Versus man coverage. So I don't want to say they do a lot of man to man, but I saw this really good breakdown on them earlier from NFL Live of them using a cover 2 invert to mix up some coverage in a zone, which is going to be one of the things that I will say that Anthony Richardson will need to worry about, because I haven't seen his rating against zone, but the Titans do run some pretty, I wouldn't necessarily complex, but it's the looks that make a simple defense look complex in their scheme. So I would say that's something that we need to make sure we attack. But again, that just goes to our keys to the point that we need to be able to run the ball, stay at a third and long, and then obviously let AR be the athlete and be the talent that he is, that he can keep things moving.
Facts.
Yeah.
Third and long is when they bring the house too. So
I feel like I feel like we just want to see more football of this team now. Like this is what it is. Like it's just what it is. I think this division is going to be a dogfight. Like I know people are like, "Oh, we're all in, chips all in." Yeah, I do think we're chips all in, but dude, it's going to be a dogfight of a division. It truly is. You know what I mean? So it makes these games just so much more important, especially as divisional games. But man, I'm kind of speechless at this point now that JT's back. I just want to see this full product on the field, full 4 quarters of Colts football, not a half. Truthfully, man, I'm nearly speechless just kind of with what I want to see next. Jury's out on Gus Bradley's job, though. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, I'll say this: 2 teams are going to end up 3-2, and 2 teams are going to end up 2-3 by the end of this weekend. I'm saying that. I've got one of my locks is against one of our divisional guys. So
yeah, I can see that as well. I think we don't want to end up being the team that has to be the down from that point.
Here's the thing. I think tomorrow Lucas Oil is going to be extremely loud.
Oh, it's going to be lit.
I think tomorrow is going to be like that place is going to damn near burn down. Like they're getting JT back. JT paired with AR. Every fan that wears the shoe has got to be hyped. And then Tennessee's coming into our town. The team that damn near almost every Colts fan hates right now. Because I don't care. I don't personally care if Jacksonville won the division last year. I still think this division goes through Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Last year I feel like was a hoax. Jacksonville has proven to still be Jacksonville.
Exactly.
Everybody hyped up Jacksonville because they beat up on Atlanta last week. Who cares, man? It's Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's Atlanta. Ritter threw like 3 interceptions after me and you were giving him good praise in the group chat.
I knew Ritter was donkey
directly afterward.
Bring me
right
confidence.
After we talked about it. Boom. Interception. Boom. Interception. Boom. Interception. Like, what?
Yeah, I thought he was going to bounce back after the week before, and I was like, okay, he's doing okay. And then, boom, immediately threw an interception like right after I said that. And I was like, yeah, he's trash.
Yeah, trash. Trash.
So, yeah, that's where I'm also at. I also think, just like I told you guys, I thought the Texans were going to be one of those teams that was going to be a tough out, and I think a lot of people are overrating them right now because C.J. Stroud hasn't thrown an interception. And then they beat the crap out of the Steelers. But this goes back to my point. Like, I thought the Steelers were overrated anyway. So I did not think they were going to be that good as far as like how the preseason was going. I will never look at another thing in the preseason and be like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. Kenny Pickett and George Pickens were supposed to be the next best thing, and it just has not worked at all. And then the Steelers' defense is still just not good. They're not good. They got T.J. Watt, and that's about it.
How about their offense? It might be the worst in the league. It's totally
historically bad. Like, so It was one of those things where I was just like, okay, Houston, y'all did y'all thing, but some of the Houston fans are starting to get a little too loud and want to put CJ Stroud in the Hall of Fame already. I'm like, we need to relax a little bit.
Listen, 85% of his yards come from the fourth quarter.
Is that accurate? 85%?
Not 85, but because last week he played really well against the Steelers, like really well against.
I know,
the Steelers.
like
but
I was telling you guys,
yeah.
I told you guys it was like 70% of his yards came in that fourth quarter where he was already down.
Yeah, the first two games he threw for like 50 something attempts or like 40 high 40s attempts. It's like 47 and 44. I believe,
like 42. Yeah.
And he threw like 300 yards, 200 yards, 250, and then 300 or something like that. And most of those yards came in the fourth quarter of both of those games. And then he played really well the last 2 weeks against Jacksonville and against Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, is a fucking mess.
Complete.
Yeah.
They don't even know who to blame, bro. Have you heard Najee Harris? Najee Harris wants to take the blame as players, and then everybody wants to blame the coaching staff, and that
Downey.
is just a disaster, bro.
Who's the OC?
If
Matt Canada.
If they fire Mike Tomlin, he can come to Indianapolis and be the DB coach.
Yeah, I'm down. No, we could fire Gus and make Mike Tomlin our DC.
That's a Hall of Fame head coach.
I don't think he's ever been defensive coordinator in his life.
Don't care.
That's a Hall of Fame head coach. He's
going
to be a head coach somewhere. That's
right.
I think
that's
retired.
NFL history, bro.
I think he would retire from Pittsburgh.
100%.
Tomlin's the second best coach in the NFL, in my opinion.
If Mike Tomlin's number one, in my opinion.
I put Belichick up there just because he won all them Super Bowls with Brady.
I'll be seeing a lot of them arguments, just like how we say Mike Tomlin is so great, and a lot of people will sit there and say, yeah, he's never had a losing season, but I think in like all of those non-losing seasons, he's won like 4 playoff games
and 2 Super Bowls. All right,
and so
that's facts.
That's facts. It's like where do you go with it? I don't know. If I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I don't think I'm one of the people that's saying fire Mike Tomlin. I'm definitely saying you should fire the OC. Just get somebody new in here because you can obviously make gold out of piss. So just fire the OC and you can figure out something else. I mean, obviously a midseason fire is not something that's going to really work out unless it's like a position coach like the Detroit Lions.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen anyway, man. I mean, like Pittsburgh's what? 2-2. They're not even below 500, so it's not really a disaster of a season. They're just not having the season that they expected.
Well, they play Baltimore, so
yeah, they'll be 2-3. They'll be 2-3.
Yeah, so I mean, if they have another ugly offensive game, it's gonna go right back to some ugly comments and everything like that. So. So we'll see how where they go from there, but it's just one of those things where it's like it sucks to see a coach go down like that because the Patriots fans are doing the same thing with Bill Belichick. I don't want to say all, but I've seen that are like, yeah, it's time to get rid of him, blah 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 blah.
I was listening to Around the NFL the other day, and they were talking about what's going to happen to Bill Belichick, and I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
you're going to fire the guy that took you to like almost a whole decade of Super Bowls?
Well, y'all remember they damn near talked about Tomlin getting traded to the Panthers last year for like the number 1 pick or something like that. Like,
yeah,
like that was like a real possibility. But
I know Panthers fans is going through it, so they would definitely accept that trade.
I don't feel sorry for a single one of them.
Nope. The funny thing is I have a buddy who is, and when they first hired Frank, man, when I was still on Facebook, I told him, I said, good luck. Good luck. You're going to get tired of him real quick. And he was like, nah, Frank's good, man. I'm like, good luck.
Hey, I don't know if y'all remember, but when I was spreading the records around to all those NFL groups and that one fan that wanted to keep going at me because we had the Panthers starting so bad, he just wanted to keep giving reasons, blah, 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 you doing this, blah, 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 blah. And then he was asking me, why did I think they were going to be bad? And I said, because of your coach. I said that's the only reason. Like I feel like y'all shouldn't have fired Steve Wilkes or let him go and hire Frank Wright. There's a reason when a coach that gets fired shouldn't be hired the same offseason.
Bro,
we look like a bunch of clowns. We picked the Bucks to go winless, like 0-10 before they won again.
Whoa. Y'all did.
We be looking like clowns.
I picked. We actually don't look far off.
Did any of y'all think that the Bucks would be this competitive with this?
I didn't.
Not with Baker.
No.
Did you see the training camp?
Oh yeah,
the training camp. They look terrible.
Yeah,
That's why. This is why I would never believe anything in preseason again.
No, like seriously. Okay, so if anybody looked at our predictions and they're laughing at us, if they go back and look at what we did to Tampa, what we did to Arizona, Arizona looks good, and yeah, they're losing, but they look good. And then Tampa, but their preseason, like it was just Baker couldn't hit a freaking not moving net. Like I was like, what is happening?
And I mean, even if you could say
week one, Baker went out there and threw 350 yards.
and they could say we look like clowns for one team. Some people said we were overhyping the Lions, and look at them. So
I had look. Me and Zach had Lions locked for the division. I think this whole time, and I think all of us kind of predicted Minnesota not having a good season.
I predicted Minnesota to be trash, the Bears to be okay, Packers to be trash, and then the Lions to win the division.
Yeah.
And I was always a little iffy about the Packers because I felt like they wouldn't be that bad.
We thought the Bengals would be good too.
Well, injuries have screwed them.
I want to see if I can pull it up. I just want to see.
I was just looking back at those.
It's go on Instagram. Everything is on there.
Here we go. No, I got it right here. Here was
CJ, the Vikings are trash.
So
garbage.
I think if we were off really on anybody, it's clearly the Bengals.
Fans and us fucked over the Bucks and the Bengals.
The Bengals,
bad.
The Bengals, the
Cardinals.
Cowboys, the Cardinals, because we had them at 2-15.
We couldn't be bad on the Cowboys. Oh no, because we had the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are 7-10.
We had them like 9-8, huh?
No, they're 7-10.
7-10.
7-10. We had the Bears at 4-13, so we didn't actually have them good. We had the Packers at 5-12, the Vikings 8-9, Lions 13-4. We had the Saints.
We had the Vikings 8-9.
We had the Saints at 8-9, the Falcons at 8-9, Panthers at 6-11, and the Bucks at 5-12.
That's not far off.
No, we're not far off. We had the Jags at 10-7, Titans 10-7, Colts 9-8, Texans 8-9. We gave love to every AFC South team, to be honest.
And it looks about right at all of us sitting 2-2.
Right.
Yeah, all of us sitting at 2-2. Jags are 4-2 in the division. Titans 2-4. Colts 4-2. Texans 2-4. Chiefs we had 13-4. I think we overhyped them a little bit. They don't look.
CJ, you're not going 8-9, bro. The Vikings about to be 4-12, no, 4-13.
Facts. But really, I think we had the AFC East a little janky because the Bills. I mean, not really because it's early, but the Bills were 13-4. I think that could still potentially happen.
I think that's still going to be pretty close to being correct.
I also don't think this is ours. I might be wrong because this one has the Super Bowl as the Niners and the Ravens. I'm pretty sure we had the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I remember arguing for the Niners versus the it was the Niners versus the Bengals. And I was arguing over the Eagles beating the Niners or something like that.
Dude, that was a whole night debate about that one game.
Yeah. I remember arguing pretty heavily into that. So I'm pretty sure the Super Bowl was the Niners versus the
those regular season schedule. We those were 2 or 3 hour episodes, bro.
Let me see.
Oh man.
Yeah, they were wild. I'm trying to find ours.
Let me see.
10-7.
I can't see ours.
Yeah, I remember because a lot of that we were getting a lot of hate for those. But
Bro, did we not have the Lions going to the NFC Championship game?
I don't think so.
No, we had the Eagles.
We were
No,
mad
no,
hyped
no,
about
we had
Niners. Eagles versus the Cowboys.
I thought it was the Niners
We
we
were
ended up taking.
It was
mad hyped about Miami too.
So it was the Chiefs versus the Bills in the divisional round. Bengals versus the Ravens, and we had the Chiefs and the Bengals facing off. The Bengals won, and then we had Seattle going against the Eagles. The Niners versus the Saints. The Niners won, Eagles won, and then Niners beat the Eagles, and it was Bengals versus Niners. Bengals won the Super Bowl.
Okay, I don't know.
That's when DeMarco got mad and was like, "You're telling me that the Bengals are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles?"
And you kept repeating it. Kept repeating it, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I just couldn't believe it. And so the fact that Joe Burrow already got hurt and they looking kind of rough.
Hey, I
had the Ravens anyway going the distance there.
I'll sign my L. I don't know who's gonna go in the AFC, to be completely honest.
Bro, I think Miami's gonna be there.
I think they'll be in the playoffs and make a deep run, but I don't know if they're gonna be in the Super Bowl.
You say you think Miami will be there?
Miami won a game 70-20 against a trash team.
I think it'd be like Miami versus like Kansas City. Kansas City,
Kentucky Fried Dolphins.
Yeah,
my dude thinking about dinner.
Isn't that Long John Silver's?
He just made room for it. Just made room for it.
Yeah, we had the Dolphins at 10-7, and they made the playoffs and lost to Kansas City.
AFC's up in the air, in my opinion.
AFC's so wide open it don't even matter.
NFC Championship's going to be
half-baked.
I think
absolutely.
I think the championship's going to. I think the NFC championship's going to be between 49ers and Cowboys. I think we get a preview of that this weekend, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be round 1 this weekend, and then the championship is definitely.
Unless seating ends up to where they play before that, I still got Niners.
You really think Dallas is better than Philadelphia?
Right now, I done changed my pick. I done changed my pick like 6 times this week on Dallas versus the 49ers.
Yeah, that one's hard, man. I picked Arizona, but that's because Brock has not disappointed me yet, and that team is just a firehouse.
You really think Dallas is better than Philadelphia?
Have you watched Philly?
I've watched 2 games of them this year.
Yeah, and Philly's not the same as they were last year at all. They
are not that scary. Better.
Defensively, maybe sure, but they're not better than Cowboys defense, in my opinion.
Oh no! But you think the loss of Shane
affected Philly that much?
Yeah.
Bro had bud.
No, y'all, it wasn't even like that.
Bro, I really think Cowboys. I really think the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC East. I really do think that. I think if they, I mean, Arizona was a trap game in my opinion, and they kind of fell into that lap. I think it was their first game without without Diggs. No, not without Zeke. They haven't had Zeke all year.
No Diggs.
Yeah, it was their first game without Diggs, and I think they figured it out.
Yeah, see, I thought the Eagles would be better, but from the jump of the season, when the season kicked off, I immediately thought Dallas was better until Diggs gets hurt. Once Diggs get hurt, I think the matchup becomes a little bit more even. So I think it's a coin flip.
I really do. I think it's
San Francisco versus. Go ahead.
I think it's San Francisco versus like
anybody in the NFC.
Anybody. It could be Eagles. It could be Dallas. Hell, dude, the way the Lions are playing, it could be the Lions.
Could be Washington. Washington's not sitting out either.
Those are my big 3. It's San Francisco versus whoever the top.
I would have said Washington before Thursday.
Oh yeah. But you know what? Teams always have a game that they drop.
I know.
Dallas dropped one to Arizona.
I know, but I just felt like. What is it? My boy told me. So after seeing that game, and then my boy told me, I guess that Sam Howell's been sacked like 5 times in every game this season. You're not winning. You're not winning that way. I mean, even if he does, I mean, you're not winning games that way. And I just think that there's matchups that he'll see in the playoffs where you got to go make big plays a lot of time, and I just don't think that's going to cut it.
Yeah, but here's my issue with the Commanders. Ron Rivera. Is my issue with the Commanders.
I've always liked Ron, but I don't know what happened to him.
I don't like him. Because here's the thing, they're not using Brian Robinson. I think they need to use that man more.
I think that was
that's on Eric Bieniemy then.
He's the head
because
coach.
Brian Robinson. Have y'all seen him when they actually use him? Like that dude is a dog.
Yeah, I can't say too much for it. I just know they went to the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying
they went to the Super Bowl. But I'm saying I'm saying Ron Rivera took the Panthers to the Super Bowl, and since then, he's pretty much lost like more than like half his games every season.
Yeah, that team was stacked.
Didn't that man have cancer? Didn't he end up having cancer at one point?
He did. Yeah.
I don't think he's been the same since then. To be completely honest.
Yeah, it's
kind of like because to be fair, Ron Rivera in Carolina when he had Cam Newton, after Cam Newton got in that car accident where he flipped off the overpass and he hurt his back, Cam was never the same.
Bro, but MVP Cam was nuts.
I think that was directly afterward, and then after that,
it was like the very next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a replica of that MVP Cam.
I want a better version of MVP Cam and AR, bro.
But here's the thing.
As long as you win a goddamn MVP.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's fair.
Damon said it earlier, right? AR's throws are damn near perfect when he's on the run. So was Cam's.
Yeah, but the mechanics are just so much better with AR.
But I'm just saying. I remember watching Next Gen Stats of Cam like 10 years ago, and Cam on the run throwing the ball was almost perfect accuracy compared to him sitting in the pocket. When he sat in the pocket, he was floating them. But when he was running out, when he was rolling out, when he was scrambling if he needed to, pristine. What our receivers need to do to help AR is that when AR does get out of the pocket, when he is in those situations, is they need to cut off their route, whether it's early or not. Cut off those routes and goddamn get open.
Which you saw me say. Which you saw me say halfway through the game. I was like, dude, our receivers got to help him, dude.
Help him. Get open.
And that goes out to every single one of them. MPJ stood flat-footed, finished his route like this. Yeah. Looking at him like bro.
I remember seeing a play where AR rolled out, and he ended up not throwing it. I can't remember if he threw it out of bounds or if he ran out of bounds. Whatever he did,
I can't remember. A 1-yard gain. I know exactly.
I think it was a tight end that was doing an out and up right on the sideline, and he was staring at AR rolling out. Like, stop running out and up, dude. Just come forward. Come to AR. You come to AR, get that 6-7 yard gain. Don't try to go for the big shot when he's running to his non-throwing side. Like
that's how Kelsey and Mahomes eat everybody up.
Exactly. That's how Big Ben used to do it too in Pittsburgh. Like if he had to roll out, he was rolling out, moving out of the pocket.
That's a coaching thing, 100%. You know what I mean?
Andrew Luck. I remember Chuck Pagano spent time doing it with our receivers too.
Which you saw T.Y. Hilton do a lot. My boy.
Because we had times where our receivers weren't doing it when Andrew Luck was rolling out. So then Chuck was like, you know what? Hey, y'all need to start working on coming to him. When he gets out and he's in trouble, go to him.
I can already see I can remember seeing it vividly in my head right now of T.Y. reversing direction and doing this right here. MPJ doing that, bro.
That's what we need out of our receivers. That's what we need out of our tight ends is when AR gets out of the pocket, when AR's in trouble, just get open. Find a hole, get open. He'll hit you.
That's what Mo Ali Cox did on that touchdown.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's veteran experience. It's veteran
experience, but it's also just, I mean, like I said, more football on this team is just going to take more time, like more football. Hey, we you know what I mean? This is our first full game with that, so that'll be hopefully something we improve.
I mean, I'm not rushing anything.
I mean, yeah, that just goes
it's not like Zach in here in the
the
private chat trying to rush everything.
We in the third youngest team in the NFL, so it'll show sometimes that we just definitely got to see this team play more because we haven't seen a lot of them play.
All right, so we'll get back into some good conversation after we got 2 more segments, and then we'll go ahead and just jump into conversation. Damon, you want to do DeMarco, you want to do our keys before we do our locks?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Finish up these Colts talk, or do you want to do the locks, or do the locks first and then get back into Colts talk and we can talk the keys?
Oh yeah, let's do the locks and then do keys.
All right, we'll do the locks first. All right, so
that's quick.
We're gonna do our weekly locks where we choose a game on Sunday who we think is going to definitely win the game. So far, everybody I think I've missed one. Everybody else has missed one except for Zach. I think Zach has been perfect.
No, I missed the Commanders.
I haven't missed one.
Okay, DeMarco hasn't missed one. Okay, so I will start with Trev because Trev is not on. Trev has locked the Lions over the Panthers. I think that's an easy lock. It's a good pick. Just because it's Frank Reich. Let's go ahead and go with Damon. Damon, who you got?
Yeah, I got Indy over Tennessee.
I got that written down for you because I saw you say it in the chat, but I wanted to hear if that was actually what you meant.
It is. It is. If there's any statement game we have to make, it has got to be today. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is a statement game. Tennessee's beat us five times in a row.
Yeah, 5 times.
Dating back to whenever Jonathan Taylor put Amani Hooker on his rear, one of my favorite Colts plays in history. We've got to win this game. This is no ifs, ands, or buts. Like this is a stepping stone for us divisionally. Let's go.
And I want to add on.
Guys. Oh, go ahead.
I want to add on to that. We've seen Kenny Moore this season beat Kenny Moore of old. And Kenny Moore of old was not afraid and knew how to tackle Derrick Henry. If y'all remember, that man had like 12 tackles against Derrick Henry and that one Tennessee Titan.
Hey,
you ready? At the end of that highlight that I sent.
Hey, Kenny's leaving it all on the field.
It's my tie.
He's been leaving it all on the field.
I told you guys earlier in the season, I wouldn't care if we had a 2-15 season as long as it meant we swept Tennessee. So I appreciate that log, Damon. We got to win this game. There's not a win I want more than this.
Facts. Zach, who you got?
I have the San Francisco 49ers beating the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday.
I wanted to do
crazy locks, bro.
I wanted so hard to touch that game. I wanted to be that meme where the guy put his balls in the fucking wheelbarrow and kind of just rolled it out. That's what I wanted to do. But
hey, that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I got to.
Mine weren't big enough.
I'm taking San Francisco.
This guy.
Mine weren't big enough for that wheelbarrow. I was staying away from that game.
All right, Matt, who you got? Who's your lock?
I got the Buffalo Bills over the Jacksonville Jaguars in London.
I'll tell you what, though. Not to change topics. It is nice waking if you're early, which we're all early people. Like by now, we've accomplished this.
I'm usually up by 7.
It is nice waking up to football and not having to wait. Because
I want to tell you, bro.
Dude,
when I was
waking up
early
on Sunday waiting for football is the absolute worst feeling in the world.
Bro, when I was stationed in Hawaii, it was the greatest way to play football, dude, or watch football because games were on by 7:30 in the morning. It was 6:30, 7:30 in the morning. Games were on, so I was waking up early, watching the games. I think Sunday night primetime came on at 3:30 in the afternoon. The game be over. It's dinner time. I'm sobering up, getting ready for work in the morning.
So my dad said we were in Vegas, man.
I've been up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I've been glad to see some of these London games because usually I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, there was a game this morning."
So isn't it harder for you because you live in Vegas? You're on the Pacific time zone, right?
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, so
they
play early, right? That's
6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah. So I've been waking up because I ride my bike on the weekends.
What time did Colts football come on for you then? 9 a.m. our time?
No, 10.
10.
Yeah. Because when I was in Washington, it was 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was waking up, getting ready.
Now that I'm early, I wake up and Monday through Friday I hit the gym, but on the weekends I hit the bike. And so when I get up now at 5, I hit the bike, come back, I finish my laundry, and I'm actually done with that before the game starts. So I'm locked in. So it works out perfectly for me now.
So don't dodge the question. Who's your lock?
Nope. I was just about to say my lock. I'm finishing up. Sorry to my cousin CJ, but I got the Kansas City Chiefs whooping the Vikings ass. Even though Jetta's gonna go off, he probably gonna give me 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then y'all still lose by 30.
I'm gonna predict that game. That score is gonna be 24-22. It's not gonna be an ass whooping.
Yeah, nah, I think that.
I don't think Kansas City has any more ass whoopings left in them.
I think they do. As long as you playing against Kirk, you got an ass whooping in you.
1 yard line. 1 yard line. Dude throws a cross body away from the pylon throw. That's.
Hey, fuck it. He down there somewhere.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's fair.
So
Hey, keys to the game. We're gonna hit these keys to the game, and it's this at this point. It's pretty much bullshit. We're bullshitting at this point. But keys to the game is something me and DeMarco said we were gonna start doing because we watch a lot of tape.
I like it.
We're gonna add this to, and feel free to add in any point.
Add into any of the keys.
Any of the keys. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah. Can I go first real quick? Just my personal keys to the game.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Front four, getting home and clogging up the running lanes and just getting Ryan Tannehill out of the pocket and getting him uncomfortable. That is my absolute biggest key to this game. I think our offense is going to be fine. That's mine.
Okay, I like that. Zach, do you have any?
Don't turn the ball over.
Okay.
That's been my key every week.
Whoever wins the turnover battle probably gonna win this game because
I think we have won most of the turnover battles.
Tennessee can't move the ball normally because Tannehill sucks. So don't allow Tennessee to chew more clock by turning the ball over.
That's facts.
Gotcha.
All right, DeMarc, you want to go? You want me to go? I've got 4.
I can go. So my 3 keys to the game to beat Tennessee are: number 1, stop the run. We can't have Derrick Henry getting downhill, getting those 5 yards that he picks up, or even 3 to the quarter by quarter. He gets better. It goes from 3 yards per carry in the first, 4 yards per carry in the second, 5 yards per carry in the third, and he's up to 7 by the fourth. He's just wearing on you and leaning on you if you keep this game close. So control Derrick Henry. Number 2 for me is no turnovers. Don't give the game away to Tennessee. As I told you guys, Amani Hooker and Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker almost had a pick 6 on Joe Burrow, who threw a ball late. Amani Hooker had it in his hands. He just dropped it. Do not give these guys a turnover. Don't let them back into the game. We score. We get up on them. We keep them out of it. Lastly, number 3, pressure on Tannehill. It's like Gus Bradley. If you want to stick to 4, that's fine. But the moment you see that 4 aren't consistently getting pressure, I gotta see some mixed blitzes in there. Tannehill turns the ball over, the Titans lose. Let me tell you this right now. In 2 wins, Ryan Tannehill, I want to say he has 77 completion percentage, about 200 or about like 400 passing yards, and a few touchdowns. In their losses, he has about 30% completion percentage and like 100 yards passing, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions or 2 interceptions. Make him turn the ball over, make Tannehill beat you. Those are my 3 keys. Stop Derrick Henry, no turnovers, force Tannehill to beat you.
All right, so mine, right? I agree. My first one here is the same as DeMarco's last one. Pressure Tannehill, right? Just off of the stats he said, it's exactly what I had written down. The other things that I've had too is that Tannehill's just trash when you're bringing pressure, and that O-line is banged up. That O-line is not good. They can't block the blitz. That's the reason why they only scored 27 last week, because Cincinnati defensively was bringing a whole lot of pressure at Tannehill in that second half. The second win second down. Now, I confused DeMarco when I wrote this down and I sent it to him. What I mean by this, right? Clearly, I want to win first down, right? I don't want to be in second and long. But if you are in second and long, second down is when their defense goes into man. I don't know why, but it's what they did all last week, a couple weeks prior. If they go into man, I see AR being able to beat them because their corners aren't good, just their safeties are. So you can still win second down. But the reason you need to win second down is because you don't want to get in third and long. When you get in third and long, they get really fancy on defense, and they bring Simmons anywhere they want to, and Simmons is going to come hard. They bring blitzes, and they find ways to get Simmons in an open hole. So we don't need that. I know we got AR being able to get off the edge. Another one, my other one was the same as DeMarco again, limit Derrick Henry. You do not want Derrick Henry going off. If you keep Derrick Henry under 4 yards per carry, guess what that's doing? That's forcing Tannehill to throw. Guess what you're doing? You're pressuring Tannehill. At this point, you just took them out of their game plan. Now they're going to be all messed up. They're going to be a disaster on offense.
Belt to ass.
The way you make all that happen, this is the one game I'm going to say that you do not defer if you win the toss. You score first, you stay ahead. If you score first and you stay ahead in this game, it keeps them out of their game plan.
Chicago Bears did it this past week, passed on Thursday. They had to get their offense off the ground. They deferred, or not deferred. They kept the ball and did not defer. Went down, scored a touchdown, had all the momentum, got their offense going. And then just a little fun fact to add to our keys: the Tennessee Titans have not scored 30-plus points. They're the only team in the NFL who haven't, in their last 22 games, they have not scored 30 or more points.
They also only let up 19 points defensively.
Burks is out.
Yeah, Burks is out.
Burks.
They just got Mason Kinsey back though. He's their slot, kind of their gadget guy, receiver.
They have a guy that they use too, Moore. He's their deep ball guy, and then you got Akine. I think that's how you say his name, Akine.
It's like Westbrook, yeah,
or Westbrook Akine, I think.
Yeah. Akina,
something like that. But he's pretty solid. He went off last week for them. He had a good game against Cincinnati, and then DeAndre Hopkins had a pretty good game too. They utilize him mostly on the third down, so
they do try and take some deep shots, and they do use a little bit of trickery. Just like I was telling you guys, this is the most creative Titans team that I've seen in a little while. So they definitely use a bit more than they have.
They have to be.
They have to because they don't have much.
Dude,
they don't
have
have much.
You're right. They have to.
Also, I got $100 on this game, so the Colts better win.
This is not the game I'm betting at all.
They better win. Hey, Damon locked them, so I feel even better. I already felt good, but I feel even better. Those were the 3 keys to the game. I think we covered
Hey, send in some comments, fam. Come on, what y'all doing?
And then the roof is open. Some people thought that was a little bit questionable because it's going to be, I think it's supposed to be cold in Indy.
Like 56 tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a little bit colder, but the roof is open.
JT weather. It's that JT weather.
Yeah, cold hands don't like to tackle.
Nope.
Get off me. So we'll see how that goes. Been looking forward to this matchup for a while, but like I told you guys, man, there isn't a matchup that I want more, that I want to win more, that I think we need more. Losing 5 straight to little brother is not good. We need to go get a win and stay atop the division.
Let's do it.
If the playoffs were to start today, we're currently the 4 seed. We cannot give that up. Don't give it away.
That's facts.
How are we the 4 seed? Are they going just for points scored and points against, essentially?
No, because everybody else in the divisions ahead of us are 3-1. So we're the 4 seed.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you meant over our division, right?
Yeah, over our division.
Yeah. So we have the most points for by I want to say about 1 point over Houston.
I think technically we should be behind Jacksonville because Jacksonville has the head-to-head.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure. It has us there.
I have no clue how that works.
I thought that would be as well, but we have a division win, and Jacksonville has a division loss, so we're both 1-1 in the division, so we take it over with points for.
I don't know. That's weird.
So you would have to look it up by NFL how they exactly rate it, but if you both have the same division record, then they go to points for. So how many points you've scored would be the first thing they go to next, and then they go to something else if you guys have a tie at points for and further down the line.
Good show, boys.
Appreciate you for coming in, bro. So yeah, right now, we're leading it, and we can't keep losing to them, so got to get back to it. Got to get back on top of it. Take it to everybody. Kevin Howard is saying he's excited for Woods to come back on game day. Man, me too. Or to the game day roster. We're not sure when he's coming back. Hopefully next week, but he's still progressing, as Coach said. And I'm sick of losing to the Titans too, man. Tired of it. Absolutely tired. Jacksonville, they don't have the tiebreaker because we are tied in division wins and losses. So when you're tied there, they go to your division games, and we are 1-1. Houston is 1-1, and Jacksonville is 1-1, and they lost to Houston, and we beat Houston. So that's kind of just how the number shakes out there. Dave Stewart is asking.
Hey, someone just got staticky.
Yeah, I think it's DeMarco.
Yeah, I think that might have been my cut. I had to fix that real quick. But yeah, so that's where that is. Either way, we can win tomorrow. Stay on top. That's all we want to do. Win tomorrow. Stay on top. Jags got a tough matchup with Buffalo, so good thing for them. They won a division, so they face all the other one-seeded teams. Houston is matched up against Atlanta, unfortunately for everybody. So, they could possibly take that over and keep us from getting there. But we got to win, and obviously we play the Titans. So, if we can win, we can go 2-1 in division.
Yeah, hopefully it happens.
Yeah, we gotta get it done. Get it done. Get the win.
This is the one game I've been wanting to watch all damn year, man. All damn year. Yeah. It's just I don't care about Jacksonville. I don't care about Houston. Like Tennessee, man, I'm tired of being swept, bro. Absolutely. I am tired of being swept, and I think Shane feels it in the building. Out of all these division rivals, the only team that Irsay has publicly said he wants to beat is Tennessee.
Because they run their mouth. Because they're loud.
Like they've been dominant, though.
It's one thing, right?
They've been dominant.
One thing to win. Right. But I also feel like Tennessee don't win with class. Like their fans chirp constantly. Like it's one thing when you're Indianapolis. Like I get it why everyone fucking hates us because we always talk about the glory years. Well, it took y'all 20 years to freaking beat us. Like it took y'all 20 years to finally get a good enough squad to come into our house and beat us.
Listen, they won the division 4 years in a row.
They did, and it
3 years in a row.
3 years.
Just 2 years in a row. They were number one seed and they never won a Super Bowl. Right. What have they done?
They've accomplished nothing. But I feel like that's why everyone wants this game so bad is because how loud their fans are. Everyone's all, why? Why are you guys even talking? You're not even good. Like, you don't even have anything to bring to the table. Be quiet.
Yeah, see, me personally, I thought that was cool, too, to sit there and say and try and, I can kick them back down. But the problem is they've won back-to-back titles.
Absolutely.
Not last year. And then they've pretty much been on top of everybody. And then at the same time, they've beat us 5 times straight.
5 times in a row.
It is disgusting. I don't dislike Tennessee as a team. I've never cared for them. I have no hate towards them. I dislike their fans. But at the same time, when you lose, my entire life we've just been whooping the division that. So the fact that we've lost 5 straight, like we haven't even lost 5 straight to Jacksonville, and we can't win against them at home, in their home. And then obviously we beat Houston or always split with them or whatever. But like to lose 5 straight, it's just getting a little too sour for me. We need to.
No, it's time. They're due. They're due for an ass whipping, and I hope Indianapolis brings it tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think they're going to come up high off of beating Cincinnati and everybody hyping up this Tennessee team because they beat Cincinnati. But everybody's ignoring the fact that Joe Burrow couldn't move. I mean, you basically beat up on us with Carson Wentz again. You basically beat up on us with Matt Ryan. That's it.
Yep.
Well, guess what, bud? We don't have 2 sprains Carson Wentz. We don't have old man fucking Matt Ryan anymore. Now you got to deal with the youngest player in the NFL who's going to run all over you.
Hopefully.
Exactly.
And you got to deal with JT just getting paid.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been checking that chat, but they've been talking some crap even about JT because he's at, I think I'm going to say his most yards against the Titans like 68 yards
with Frank Wright.
Yeah, exactly. And so they've been talking about that too. And it's like obviously we can bring up stuff to talk crap to him, but it's like losing 5 straight, man. I'm like one of these people when somebody done lost hella matchups or something and they want to keep talking, and it's like, dude, why are you still talking, bro? You haven't won. I'm the type of person where it's like, okay, you got me down 5 straight. I haven't been able to beat you, and you got your little back-to-back titles or whatever. You only got 3.
But when
over the last 20 years,
when we win tomorrow, man, bro. Because like it's just the thing that like, oh yeah, y'all, we beat you last 5 times. Okay, the last 5 times, who was our head coach? The last 5 times, who was our big major problem? Frank Wright.
Who's our quarterback?
What was our system?
5 different ones of them.
Yeah, 5 different ones. Like you
couldn't beat Luck.
You couldn't beat Luck, and you beat Rivers once.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's why I'm over losing to him. We need to come tomorrow. Need to punch them in the mouth immediately from the gate.
I don't want to defer the coin toss. I do not want to defer the coin toss. I want Shane to be aggressive, win the coin toss, and be like, you know what? I want the ball.
I might not even care if he goes for it on every 4th down we have all game.
Just get him.
That's how bad I
just get him. Just get him.
I want to come out and make it 14-0 real quick and have all the Titans fans talking about, okay, let's tank now. Go back to talking about tanking. That's what I'm
and draft your 3rd quarterback in 3 years in the first 2 rounds of the draft. Fucking assholes.
Oh, that's a funny one Dave just put in there. He said Pat McAfee never punted against them. I did not. That is hilarious.
That's fact. The only time he got on the field versus him, he faked a punt and ran it for a 1st down. What Dave just said, that's facts. That's 100%. You could look at if I might have to go through Pat McAfee's career and actually see that, but I think he's right.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care like what really happens, like as far as like how everything goes down. But if Shane Steichen shows me we're going to be aggressive, we're going to go out and take this goddamn game, that's what I want.
Once they win 11 in a row against us, then they can talk shit.
12.
12, yeah. 12.
Yeah, because we beat them one time to get in the playoffs. Just make it sear and burn a little bit. It was winning, we're in, and that was like that was the last time Luck beat him. Last time in his career he beat Tennessee.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at with it. Beat the Titans. I'm loving this physical matchup, but I need to win. I need this win.
Yep.
Bad. Like I feel like I'm getting ready to play tomorrow. Like that's how bad I want this win. Like, gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Not gonna lie, as soon as I saw that JT was re-signed and that JT was activated, hyped both at the same time. It was nice. It was nice. That drama's over, and now we can just move forward all about football.
Absolutely. Done with the drama for at least one off season.
But I'm going to bed. I got work in the morning.
All right, fam.
Good.
Appreciate everybody coming out. It was a good show.
You guys.
It was fun. Let's get this dub tomorrow.
This is the week. We need to let everybody know we back up.
Go Colts. Go Colts.
Stay conservative, run the ball here on 3rd down.
Here's Richardson. He takes it in for his first NFL touchdown. And Pittman takes it inside the 20, the 10, towards the end zone. Touchdown on 2nd and 28. The Colts capitalize. Richardson to Pittman, 39 yards.